Hey, what's up, guys? It's Erik from Team TLS, and I have a domain Monarch deck profile for the August 2017 format. Seeing as we're in post-links era, the strength of Monarchs not needing an extra deck really puts them at the forefront of a lot of people's radars. Uh, some people are hoping it can contest with True Draco, seeing as they're both tribute summon extra deck. Well, Monarch more on not being allowed to use an extra deck, but not needing an extra deck to function. So, without further ado, let's get straight into the deck profile. One Aether, because it's at 1. Hopefully we could get it back on the next ban list. But being able to tribute summon during the opponent's turn is always nice, very good for disruption. Special out of Karaz, being able to pop something like their Link Fodder now, maybe a tuner. But of course it gives them draws, so you have to be careful with what you pop. But if you're smart, you could be popping your own things, giving yourself pluses. And if anything, you can special summon out a Monarch that you might want for next turn. So 1 Aether, hopefully we get it back. 3 Erebus, second best Monarch in the deck. Of course, it being able to send things like Pantheism and the Prime Monarch to the graveyard, be setting yourself up for your opponent's turn next or future turns. But it having a non-targeting spin is always helpful. Let's say they get like a decode talker on the field. Of course, if you target it, well, not it itself, but something in its link markers, it'll be able to negate. But since it doesn't target at all, it could spin something back, including the decode talker itself, being able to put your opponent at severe disadvantage. And of course, it has a quick effect that can add any Monarch in your grave back to your hand. 3 Karaz. Initially, I was only playing 1, but I really see playing it at 3 is really helpful. It gives yourself an Aether target, and if you do have it in your hand, it isn't that bad of a tribute summon, because we are playing Gofu in this deck, and the tokens are great fodder for Karaz to pop and give yourself draws. So 3 Karaz, just really it's really more of a draw power card than a body. For the one-off Monarchs, 1 Mega Thestalos. It lets you see your opponent's hand. It can burn this card, but that's an added effect, added bonus. But just being able to see your opponent's hand is always nice. And of course, searchable. You can give it to yourself with Aether, so it's always there if you need it. Next, Mega Caius. Some people don't like to play this card at all, but I love to play this card. Just the banishing effect, since a lot of players like to run darks, it is one of the most common attributes you see in the game. Being able to hit that and banish all copies of that monster is huge. So let's say you're playing against like dinosaurs, you hit the Soul Eating Oviraptor, they're done. What are they going to do without a Soul Eater early game? And just 1,000 damage just cuz. And then, since there's so many dark targets for its tributes, like Vanity's Feed, Eidos, Erebus, you can hit 2 cards with that. It's amazing. I don't know why some people don't like to play it. But yeah, just the 1 Mega Caius. I'm playing 1 Vanity's Fiend and 1 Majesty's Fiend. I'm going to be playing the second Vanity's Fiend once I get it. But so far I'm just playing one of each. The Vanity's Fiends, of course, no special summoning, and the Majesty's Fiend, no monster effects can be activated. If you could get these both on the field at the same time under the protection of like a March, your opponent's not going to do anything unless they're playing something like maybe Spiral Phantasms with Blue Eyes. They're not going to be doing much. But you have to be careful when you use these, because if you get these out too early, you could end up screwing yourself over. So be sure you have a backup plan to get rid of these if they start hindering you. Next, for the fodder, we have 3 Idea, and of course 3 Eidos. Idea specials Eidos, Eidos specials Idea from the graves. Pretty self-explanatory, just free fodder. It's always nice. Not much needing for an explanation. I'm playing 3 Gofu. Gotta live this card up before it gets banned or hit on the ban list. Everybody knows what Gofu does. Puts 3 tokens out on the field. You can't tribute the tokens, but we can tribute the actual Gofu, which is great for Karaz, because Karaz only needs 1 tribute. You could tribute itself, pop both tokens, 2 draws. So it's just a really good card to have. Really helps with consistency, and it's an Allure of Darkness target. So that's always nice. Now for the last monster, I'm playing Maxi. Same thing with Gofu. Gotta live it up before it inevitably gets banned. Yeah, so if this does get hit, I'll probably switch it out with like a Regeki or something. maybe some other sort of main deck. Now for the spells, of course, since we are playing Domain, it's really the only version of Monarchs you be playing these days. 3 Domain, you know, especially this card, I feel gets even stronger now, since all these decks that rely on their extra decks they start to rely on them even more now due to links, so they have to get their Decode Talker if they want to do even anything, if they want to have a chance of doing anything. So if you could get this out, get your domain lock out, you're in pretty good shape, unless you're playing against something like Spiral Phantasms or True Draco. 3 Tenacity searches out any Monarch Spell or Trap. It also cuts the need of playing Terraforming, so this can double as a Terraforming as long as you have a Monarch in hand. Get to your domain, get to your Pantheism. Usually you're going to be searching Pantheism first, or unless you already have it, or you need something like March more quicker. Yeah, Tenacity adds a lot of consistency to the deck. Only downside is you need to have a Monarch in hand. I'm playing 2 Return. I like to play this at 2. I might cut it down to 1 eventually, seeing what the fate of Gofu is, because that's really what keeps my deck consistent. Return, like, it lets you search any Monarch when you tribute summon, so it doesn't have to be the tribute summon of a Monarch. So I could tribute summon Vanity Sphere and give myself like an Aether, stupid degenerate shit like that. But the thing is, you have to be careful, because the Monarch you tribute summon, or whatever you tribute summon, has to be face up for this to resolve. So if it gets hit with like a trap hole or something, this will just fizzle. So don't try to cheat yourself with that. Don't try to cheat other people with that. Do it. I'm playing 2 March of the Monarchs. Same thing with Return. Might cut this down to 1, but it's just simple protection. Your tribute summon monsters can't be targeted or destroyed by card effects. So it's good for things like protecting your Vanity Sphere or anything you tribute summon. The only real thing that would hurt this a lot were things like Quaking Mirror Force, but seeing how that card is basically going to be gone, nobody's going to be playing it due to seeing that it doesn't affect Link monsters, you'll be a lot safer playing this card. It also protects you from things like Masterpiece, Trident. It'll definitely bait out the Masterpiece or the Trident, so that's good. So that's good to have. I'm sorry about that. My camera cut off, but yeah, the 1 Pantheism, because it's at limited. If you're familiar with the Monarch deck, you know how broken this card is, how broken it was at 3. So basically, it's like a Destiny draw. You discard a Monarch Spell or Trap card, draw 2 cards, and then you can banish it from your graveyard. Reveal any 3 Monarch Spell or Trap cards. Your opponent chooses 1 to add to your hand. It's not random. You could choose all 3 through the same one if you want. So this card's +1. It's always great. It's always nice. Really broken. Wish we had more of it. The 1 Stormforth is also hit 1. Really broken. It's like better Soul Exchange. Or is it Soul Exchange? Yeah. It's broken. It's quick play. Doesn't target. Makes it as if you controlled it. Doesn't take away your battle phase. You could combo this with like Aether. That was like the most common one when they were all at 3. Yeah, really broken card. I want it back at 3, but I kind of hope it stays at 1, because True Draco will abuse this even more. Next, 2 Allure. I know it's kind of weird to play 2, but I like to play 2 because if I was playing 3, I found myself either using Allure to draw into another Allure, and then I'd be banishing more than I want, so I wouldn't want to be banishing like 2 Eidos and an Erebus just to get myself like a Karaz, if that makes any sense. 1 Rhoda gets your Idea. You want to get to that as quick as you can. 1 Foolish, probably going to be cutting this out for something else, but if you're like in a pinch and you need that Pantheism, that Stormforth, you could dump like an Idea, give it back. Or if you have like a Thessalos engraved that you want to get back to your hand, you dump like Erebus, discard a Monarch Spell or Trap, give it back to yourself. And then the only traps we're playing is the 3 Prime. This card's like a little Daigusto Emerald for your spells or traps when you activate it. I honestly feel that effect, the actual trap effect, is underrated. It could really help you out in a grind, but it's a free body if it's in the graveyard. You could banish a Monarch Spell or Trap card in your graveyard. It can even be another copy of itself to special summon itself, but it's a once per turn effect. So you could like do it during, if you have like multiples, you could like do it during your opponent's end phase, and then during your main phase. Right after you could do another one. It's always good, and that about wraps it up. So thank you guys for watching my first deck profile, my first video on the channel. Actually, hopefully I'll be doing updates of these probably once ban lists hit. Maybe for other decks once I'm done with them. Might do my Cosmo deck later on. But yeah, thank you for watching. If you want to support my channel in the long run, it'd be nice if you subscribe. If you do, remember to hit the bell icon. But other than that, thank you for watching.